Hi guys, welcome to the new episode of Indie Football Podcast. I am the host for today, Dhruti Koshar, and today we have United fans here. How are you guys doing?
Not
Hi,
doing good.
hi. I'm doing good.
So today we are talking about Glazers who have been bothering us United fans a lot these days. So Uh, I wanted to ask you guys that since Qataris have stopped their bidding, and there have been rumors about the new bid that 75% of the stakes would be with the Glazers and the 25% stakes would be with the Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So, what do y'all think would be the impact and response of this? Delvin, would you like to?
Yeah, surely. First of all, hello everyone, and thanks for having us here. Secondly, I think the entire takeover episode has been nothing but a farce in general. It's coming close to a year. It's almost a year since United came out with a statement that there's going to be strategic review, which includes a takeover, a full or partial takeover. Since then, it has been clear and very obvious to the public that there have only been two concrete buyers throughout the course of this process. One of which is Sheikh Jassim of Qatar, and the other one was Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So instead of getting the process done as quickly as possible so as to facilitate the smooth transfer of ownership from one party to another, what the Glazers have done is they've taken their own sweet time, they've milked it out, they've looked for more money, and in the process, they have gone ahead and put a spanner in the works of everything that is related to football with the club. For example, we wanted a couple of signings in the January window. We ended up the January window that went, and we ended up having only a loan signing in the form of Vegas. Same this season because of the FFP regulations and all the other issues that have gone through. We had to do loan signings toward the end of the window where we needed a particular striker, and things did not go the way they went. And now, due to their constant negligence, incompetence, and the fact that they treat the club as not a club but a cash cow, the situation has seemed to gone further ahead of out of control. But the problem, and obviously because of, there have been contrasting reports saying that Sheikh Jassim is still not out of the race. What exactly? So, as United fans, I think Vishal Bhai will also agree with me that we do not have a clue as to what is going on behind the scenes. Everyone is taking us for a spin, and some of the fans who are
Yeah.
easily influenced by opinions left, right, and center have are being taken for a ride. So my honest opinion is the entire takeover scenario has been nothing but a farce. It's been a joke. What the sensible thing to do right now is just do not take any news that is related to the takeover on face value. It is a particular news piece today. That same news piece changes tomorrow, and then it takes another form in the next coming days or so. So my simple way to approach is that just focus on the footballing side of things. If the takeover has to happen, it will happen. If it does not happen, the club has already been through 17 years of Glazers incompetence. It is going to continue. There is nothing much we as fans can do about it, because if the fans would have done something about it, we would have seen change by now.
Right, very well said, Delvin and Vishal. Bhai, would you like to add anything to this? Because I think you would probably agree to what Delvin just said.
Yeah. So, as Dalvin already said, we as a fans we can only just see and what is happening behind, and we can just support our team, whether it be Sir Jim Ratcliffe or Qatar's. Personally, I will say one thing is I don't have any issue with United having Qatar or SCR having Sir Jim Ratcliffe taking over the sporting control, sporting operations, which is what the fans always want. We are always been a joke. And by literally we are a joke in terms of sporting since Fergie retired. उससे पहले भी Fergie was a genius because he used to work with strict budgets, not budgets, but he used to get players what he never wanted. If right now Fergie would have been here, no. Fergie would have got the Harry Kane very early. He would have got Harry Kane, but we have been a joke. We already get fifth or sixth target for the manager. If Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going after his sporting control, no, like going after this football operations and everything, I think it will be a good thing because United are a self-sustaining club. They can create revenue by themselves. We are a global brand. We are Real Madrid. We are the pinnacle of football. We are with Real Madrid, Bayern, Barcelona. We are up top, like pinnacle of football. So we are always a self-generating club, self-sustaining club. All they need is a good structure behind in the sporting hierarchy and all, which is what SCR is trying to win fans with this. About like sir, and with the Glazers, like they are milking, like how Delvin said, they are milking this takeover like from past 1 year. It's all been a year, and everyone thought like, and they are almost they're expecting like they want already, and Qatar are offering 7 billion plus 1.5 additional for the club and all those things. And for the 25%, as you can see why Qatar didn't accept it and why Glazer gone over the STR with the reports because STR is offering 1.5 or 1.6 billion for 25%. You know what is that value of 1.5%, and with the reports as well. So I think it will be it's not a disaster, but I think it will be a very long process for us
Right. Vivan bhai, do
for the
you
fans to take
agree?
in. There's no point in like protesting anymore. Like
विशाल
there's no point.
विशाल भाई इन दिलजन भाई भाई मेरा ना एक सिंपल क्वेश्चन है आप दोनों के लिए जिसका मैं आंसर लेना चाहता हूँ सर
विवान
जिम
भाई
रेड
आपकी आवाज एकदम थोड़ी मफल्ड आ रही है, मतलब सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है।
हो सकता है भाई क्योंकि मैं आज नहीं हूँ ऐसी लोकेशन पे जहाँ से मैं कैमरा भी
हाँ
ऑन कर
अभी
सकता था
नहीं, अभी बेटर है, अभी बेटर है
Yeah,
वॉइस।
now you're
तो
audible.
मेरा
Yeah.
ना आप दोनों के लिए ना एक क्वेश्चन है सिंपल सा सर जिम रेडक्लिफ जो भी है भाई इनियोस इनियोस उन्हीं का है शायद ठीक है उनके पास लीग इनियोस उन्हीं का है लीगा में उनके पास
यस
एक क्लब है शायद नीस
यस
most probably and Nice is doing right pretty good top of the liga ठीक है if I'm not wrong ठीक है
एज ऑफ नाउ दे
my
आर
main
टॉप ऑफ लीग।
है ना और भाई मेरा मेन क्वेश्चन ये है कि ये 25% कितना कंट्रोल देने वाला है सर जिम रेडक्लिफ को ये
इट इज
25% कितना कंट्रोल देने वाला है
it's very interesting that you ask. So there are quite a few things that are doing the rounds. So one of them is that in the 25%, Ratcliffe has asked for sporting control, which means that everything that is related to the footballing side of things is under Ratcliffe's discretion. As far as the stock exchange part is concerned, the actual transfer of stocks, I think it is class the voting. I think it's a significant balance between the non-voting and the voting shares. So Ratcliffe does. It seems that it's going to be a certain amount of control or say in matters of that also. So what I want is, I think the furor over here is that had the opposition bidding party not been Qatar, there wouldn't have been such a huge hue and cry about the fact that it is Sir Ratcliffe's bid that is being accepted at the moment. The fact that the Qatar PR, I mean, it is no secret at this point that both of them have had PR teams doing the work for them behind the scenes. Uh, the Qatar PR had put in a lovely spin about making United what it should be, doing their bit for the community, making sure that everything is the right thing. Also, with the new spin being that Sir Sheikh Jassim would go ahead and bring in the likes of Mbappe, Kamavinga, so on and so forth, along with the fact that he was the dream owner. The recent verbiage that has been doing the rounds is that he expected he was going to be the dream owner for the club. So there have been a lot of things going on, and United fans who are, like I said earlier, who are easily influenced by these things have gone ahead and put in a charm offensive saying that the Qataris are the ones that they need. Now, I did not have a problem as to whoever is going to be the owners as long it's not the Glazers. So I was happy because this is a start. It's something better than nothing. There's still money being put inside the club. This is someone who will go ahead and make sure that there are changes. I mean, change always starts by a very small step. And if taking 25% control of the club is a small step, you need to understand that this is a very, very significant step also. This is a guy who knows what he's doing. This is a guy who claims to be a United fan. How true is that claim remains to be seen. But I think having 25% of the ownership is not a poor start at all, especially if he wants or if he gets the sporting control that he wants. So I don't think it's an issue that a lot of people are making about it, saying that the club is over and this and that. Vishal Bhai put it very eloquently, saying that this is a self-sustainable club. All that the club needs
Exactly.
is a sense of basic competence, even a basic footballing structure. We do not need something like what City have, although we do aspire to be at that level that City have in the background. Even a basic footballing structure which is competent will make sure that United go a long way in competing with the rest of the teams who are so good and so competitive so far.
भाई एक एक मेरा एक और क्वेश्चन है इस सबसे पहले, ठीक है? मेरे को ना ये सब जब हुआ ना कि कतारीस ने भाई उनका भाई उन्होंने बैक स्टैप कर लिया भाई, ठीक है भाई, पीछे ले हट गए भाई, खत्म, ठीक है? अब वो बिड नहीं कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, ऑल गुड। मेरा कंसर्न था कि भाई हमें मतलब है, मेरे को मतलब था मेरे कोच से और मेरे प्लेयर से, जो भाई मेरे को जो अपने क्लब को गेम जिताने वाले हैं, ठीक है? अब भाई जब इस पे बात हो रही है, मैं करना नहीं चाहता था बट स्टिल मेरे को करनी पड़ रही है क्योंकि मेरे को इस चीज का कोई सेंस नहीं लगता। अच्छा, मैं आपसे ना एक बारी वन वर्ड क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ भाई, ठीक है? वन वर्ड क्वेश्चन है, आपको एक वर्ड में आंसर देना भाई कि अभी जैसे मान लो कल को ट्रांसफर मार्केट आता है, पैसा कौन लगाएगा? ग्लेजर देंगे या फिर जिम रेडक्लिफ देंगे?
Radcliffe.
रेडक्लिफ देंगे, ठीक है? इससे पहले भाई रेडक्लिफ के पास 25% ऑफ स्टेक है, ठीक है? हाउ मच दे भाई, ग्लेजर्स ने क्या पैसा नहीं डाला ट्रांसफर मार्केट में? मैं ये भी पूछना चाहता हूँ, हाँ कि या ना?
नहीं डाला है,
Nah,
didn't,
nah. That's club
नहीं
money,
डाला है,
not Glazer money. That's club
एग्जैक्टली
money.
या
एग्जैक्टली, हाँ, वो
व्हाट वी
उन्होंने
अबाउट,
क्लब का पैसा डाला। अब दूसरा सवाल ये है भाई कि जिम रेडक्लिफ सर लगा देते हैं भाई, वो जब आएंगे, वो 25% स्टेक के साथ जब वो लेके आ रहे हैं भाई, जो अपना पूरा स्पोर्टिंग कंट्रोल लेके आ रहे हैं, क्या वो इतना पैसा ज्यादा डाल पाएंगे? देखो भाई, अभी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर वगैरह वो सब तो बात की बात गई भाई, ठीक है? मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ कि हमें ट्रांसफर मार्केट में जो प्लेयर्स अपने मेन चाहिए हैं, उसमें क्या वो जितना ग्लेजर्स जो भी डाल रहे थे, क्लब मनी डाल रहे थे, ठीक है, क्या वो उससे ज्यादा डाल पाएंगे अपने एंड से एफर्ट्स और पैसा? सबसे मेन है पैसा भाई, क्योंकि भाई जो
डेफिनेटली डाल सकते हैं। प्रॉब्लम यही है ना विमान भाई कि ग्लेजर ने अपने पॉकेट से एक भी रुपया नहीं डाला है, $1 नहीं डाला है। जो भी पैसा डाला है वो क्लब, जो क्लब जनरेट करता है वही डाला है। अगर जिम रैटक्लिफ जब खुद का पैसा डालेंगे, दो चीजें होंगी। फर्स्ट, क्लब पे वो डेट का प्रेशर नहीं रहेगा बिकॉज इट इज द मनी दैट इज जनरेटेड बाय द क्लब स्टेज इन द क्लब, which has not been
यस,
the case for the past 2 decades, which has not been the case. So it gives us liquidity, it gives us the money that is required to go ahead and do the payments that are done in installments. For example, amortization जो होता है for a particular player transfer, if it is a 60 million deal, it's 5-year contract, so 12 million, वो सब करने में आसानी हो जाती है। सेकेंड चीज ये है कि स्पोर्टिंग कंट्रोल मतलब Radcliffe will have his own team, which means that
यस,
the director of football and the technical director, all these guys will come in under Radcliffe's discretion, and that means the previous existing staff that is there will slowly be phased out. Also, सबसे बड़ी बात जो है, अगर Radcliffe ने 25% स्टेक लिया है तो जाहिर सी बात है वो 25% तक रुकेगा नहीं। There is going to be a certain takeover plan which has to be done, which will be done
and
behind
there
the
is,
scenes. There is
and there
exactly
is,
जो 2 या 3 साल के बाद in a phased manner ownership
yeah,
gradually transfer होते जाएगा। तो
but 2026 we will be having Ratcliffe as a full owner, not a full
yes,
but 69%, he will be having the
हाँ,
majority shares.
basically end game ये है कि we don't want Glazers at the club. The fact that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has taken 25% of it पहली सीढ़ी है उसके लिए। ग्रेजुअली होगा। अगर एंड गेम ग्लेजर्स को निकालना है तो ये स्टार्ट है। एज लॉन्ग अगर 2-3 साल रुकना है तो रुक जाएंगे, इसमें कोई बात नहीं। हम लोग ऑलरेडी 17 साल रुक चुके हैं, 18वां साल चल रहा है एंड कोई बात नहीं, 2-3 साल रुक के एज लॉन्ग एज इट एंश्योर्स दैट दीज गाइज आर आउट ऑफ द क्लब, बिकॉज बहुत हो गया यार अभी
भाई ये
इससे
भाई
ज्यादा
एक
incompetence, इससे ज्यादा mediocrity. You can literally see that United at one point was the beacon of world football. Like they used to look at United, and people wanted to ride at United's coattails because of the way we conducted ourselves, because of the way we managed things, managed business in and around. It was a proper football club run by proper people. And from 2005, it has gradually descended into a farce. We are no longer at the head of the table, we are at the foot of the table, and if this ownership continues, we are at the risk of being known as also rans and has beens. Before that happens, the ownership has to be changed, even if it is in a part, even if it is in a temporary capacity or in a small minority stake, there has to be change sooner rather than later.
yes
I
भाई
wanted to ask कि even if this stake changes, even if that minority of the stake you're talking about, if that changes just as a start, so do you think the current existing debt which Man United is facing right now, would it get swept off, or would it take a very long time, because the Glazers have been ruining the club, we all know. So yeah,
Vishal bhai, you want
what?
to take this?
Yeah.
yeah I can see as I already said before like we are a very self-sustaining club. We literally earn around 600 700 million in revenues. And the thing is, no, like I think Darlene also mentioned it. The now the all the expenses, all the debt we will come, whether it be short-term debt or long-term debt, it will be under the Ineos name. It will not be under the Manchester United names or anyone. It will all under the Ineos account. So जो भी debt है हमारा, that is around 900 million something debt with all the transfer debts and everything, infrastructure तो बोले ही मत उसका सब कुछ. So जो अभी debt हमारा है वो भी आगे recurring नहीं होगा. That's the very first thing we should be like. It's a positive thing, not a what how can I say? It's a बस positive thing for the start. कि आप कोई debt है जो अभी आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा. The debt will be stopped there. Now talking about the debt clearance, कि कितने साल में clear होगा, कितना वो घटेगा. So I don't think it will be like a one shot like how Qatar said we will like clear the debt in one shot and one go. It will be a very slow process, but the debt will go. Like you can expect the debt. We will be a debt-free club. I don't think we will have a debt-free club. It's impossible to be a football club with a debt-free club. But I think it around 8, 9, 7, 8 down the years we will be like very much competence in terms of debt around 100 150. Not a high recurrent debt we will be having.
Also, people
भाई बट
tend to,
शेख जो टीम को बोल रहा था ना कि वो हमें डेट फ्री कर देगा.
हाँ बट लेकिन वही बोल रहा हूँ विवान भाई, जो ये शेख जसीम का जो अभी आई डोंट नो वेदर इट्स अ पीआर स्ट्रीम और पीआर स्पिन और वेदर ही जेन्युइनली मेंट
Yeah,
दैट, सेइंग दैट ही वांटेड टू गेट द क्लब डेट फ्री. वो लोगों के मन में फिर इंप्रेशन डाल दिया कि डेट बुरी चीज है. अगर किसी को भी
हाँ,
बेसिक बिजनेस नॉलेज या बेसिक बिजनेस अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, यू डोंट हैव टू बी एन एक्सपर्ट टू नो
एग्जैक्टली
कोई भी बिजनेस में डेट होना बुरी बात नहीं है. इट
नहीं है.
इज
बिल्कुल
हाउ
है.
इट इज हाउ यूनाइटेड, अगर ग्लेजर्स ने डेट रखा भी है, इट्स नॉट अ बैड थिंग. बट द प्रॉब्लम ये है कि डेट क्लियर करने के लिए आप क्या कर रहे हो, आपका फ्रेमवर्क क्या है, आपका मेथड क्या है, आपका टाइम फ्रेम क्या है कि आपको ये डेट इतने टाइम में खत्म करना है या ये डेट इतने टाइम में कम करना है. वो कोई भी फ्रेमवर्क नहीं है. ग्लेजर्स इसमें इंटरेस्टेड खाली थे अपना पैसा निकालना, अपना डिविडेंड निकालना. दिस इज व्हाई देयर इज बीन सो मच हैसल, so much problem and so much discussion about this so-called debt that is plaguing our club. I mean, people who follow La Liga know Barca have debts of over a billion still, and yet somehow they're still managing to sign some of the top players in world football at the moment.
एग्जैक्टली.
Why? Because debt is not exactly a bad thing. As long as your club is a commercial giant, as long as your club
Yes,
can generate sustainable revenue throughout the course of a season, debt is never going to be a problem. Whether it is your debt, whether it is under Ineos's name or whatever it is. This is something
yes,
that United fans in general need to get this in their minds. Majority of the fans do not understand this. They think debt is bad, debt is evil, and because of the debt, the club will go down. If debt is not controlled, then yes, it will spiral. But debt in business generally is not a bad thing. It's never a bad thing. Sometimes the excuse me, even in the large, even in the macroeconomic scale there's something known as debt financing, where you put something
yeah,
and then so it's it's just part of business. So you need someone who's smart enough to, have a proper time frame or a plan. So that's the only thing what I have my doubts about as far as the Ineos ownership is concerned. कि what exactly are they want? What वो करना क्या चाहते हैं डेट के साथ? What is the उनका भी फिलहाल the only thing जो अभी छुपा हुआ है हमसे कि उनका डेट फ्रेमवर्क क्या है? वो डेट के साथ क्या करना चाहते हैं? वो डेट कैसे क्लियर करना चाहते हैं? उसमें what are the tools? क्या रिक्वायरमेंट्स है वो हमको नहीं पता. एक बार वो खुद में आ जाएगा, we'll have a much better understanding. मेरा स्टैंड वही था थ्रू आउट द कोर्स ऑफ दिस टेक ओवर सिनारियो. एज लॉन्ग एज दोनों पार्टीज बताए कि वो डेट कैसे क्लियर करना चाहते हैं या कैसे डेट रिड्यूस करना चाहते हैं, आई वुड नॉट हैव अ प्रॉब्लम विद इट. बट दोनों ने बताया नहीं है. शेख जसीम ने इतना ही बताया था कि वो डेट क्लियर करेंगे. कैसे? सर जिम रैटक्लिफ ने भी उसके स्टेटमेंट में बोला था देयर विल बी नो फर्दर डेट्स अक्रूड. व्हाट अबाउट द एग्जिस्टिंग डेट्स? कोई डिस्क्लोजर नहीं था दोनों के तरफ से, which is why there are certain fans who did not understand it. They still don't understand it. So that is what it is. But I don't believe that is a problem here.
भाई
Right.
पता है
If there is
मैं मेरा एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन है. मेरे सारे फ्रेंड्स मेरा वेट कर रहे हैं जाने के लिए, तो मेरा एक लास्ट मेरी एक क्वेरी है भाई. क्वेरी है मेरे, क्योंकि मेरे दिमाग में बज रही है भाई ये चीज बहुत ज्यादा, और मैं ना कंफ्यूज हूँ. क्वेरी इज भाई कि हम सब लोगों को ये पता है कि भाई ग्लेजर्स पूरा क्लब नहीं बेचना चाहते कभी भी. ग्लेजर्स अपने हाथ से ओनरशिप नहीं देना. नहीं तो वो 7 बिलियन ना भी हो, चलो वो 7 बिलियन, ये तो सब रिपोर्ट्स में है भाई. मान लेते वो 5 बिलियन हो, 6 बिलियन हो, हमारे क्लब की वैल्यू 3.5 बिलियन है, समथिंग अराउंड दैट. ठीक है. अगर ग्लेजर्स को पैसे से ही मतलब था और उन्हें ओनरशिप ये था भाई, तो वो भाई ले लेते भाई, और वो कतारीस को भेज देते. अब
विवान भाई,
मेरा क्वेश्चन राइट
problem
होता है डेल्विन को, एक बार मेरा क्वेश्चन
7
सुनो
million
भाई. क्वेश्चन मेरा ये राइट होता है कि अगर उन्हें, जो आपने बात की कि भाई अभी इनियोस, मैं खुश हूँ कि भाई चलो सर जिम रेडक्लिफ किसी के पास तो 25% ओनरशिप आई. ठीक है. विल ग्लेजर्स अलाउ देम? क्या ग्लेजर्स ने फिर सोचा होगा कि ये आगे और करके भाई मेजर ओनरशिप ले लेंगे? ठीक है. उन्होंने नहीं सोचा होगा कि क्या ये भी एक पॉसिबिलिटी होगी. विल दे अलाउ सर जिम रेडक्लिफ एंड इनियोस टू डू दैट सो और नॉट? अगर उन्हें यही अलाउ करना होता तो वो कतारी से पैसा ले लेते. कहने का मतलब मेरा ये है.
हाँ, अभी
लेकिन
विवान भाई
मैं
इसकी विशाल भाई यू कैन गो विशाल भाई.
हाँ, रिवेन भाई जो तुम्हें बोल रहा कि वो कतार का पैसा लेते, बात क्या है ना, कतार डिडंट मेट द वैल्यू. जो डिमांड ग्लेजर्स की थी, कतार ने वैल्यू उनको नहीं दी जो रेडक्लिफ ने दिया है. आप सोचो 25 आपको अब वो 50 बिलियन पूरे पैसे ग्लेजर्स के पास नहीं आते. ग्लेजर्स ग्लेजर्स को मिला 3.6, तो पैसे मिले थे उनको मिले थे 5 बिलियन प्लस 1.6 बिलियन फॉर द क्लब. तो टोटल वो 8 बिलियन का पैकेज तो था, लेकिन वो 8 बिलियन का पैकेज में से 6 बिलियन आ रहा था बस उसको ग्लेजर्स को, बाकी सबको नहीं मिल रहा था. एंड ग्लेजर्स वांटेड, हाँ, वो बाकी को उनको 6 मिलियन, जिसमें 2 मिलियन वाज फॉर द क्लब डेवलपमेंट एंड ऑल. मतलब 2 बिलियन फॉर द क्लब डेवलपमेंट, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, डेट फ्री, सब कुछ वो जो था. हाँ, ठीक है. अब ग्लेजर्स लेकिन जब रैटक्लिफ ने उनको 25% के लिए 1.6 दिया ना, तो यस देयर इज अ वे. लाइक तुमको बता दो भाई ग्लेजर्स कैसे आए थे क्लब में. दे बॉट ऑल द शेयर्स धीरे-धीरे, that is what Ratcliffe is doing. Ratcliffe is going to buy the shares of the other Glazers. Glazers का 69% है. अदर जो शेयर्स है बाकी वो सब खरीदेगा, Ratcliffe खुद धीरे खरीदेगा. And he has a proper way to do that with all the reports from the Bloom and Fallsburg. He has a way to do that. You know what is one thing about Ratcliffe, I will tell you. Ratcliffe बहुत दिमाग वाला बंदा है भाई. He is biggest British businessman. He has Ineos, he sponsors Mercedes, he has McLaren under him. And he knows what is, he's been in the sports industry so into it, no?
He has a cycling team also. He has a cycling team also. The Ineos Grenadiers.
Yeah, so this guy has been into sports so much into the year, like itna deep है वो बंदा. He knows what is understanding, how he can be repaying the club, how he can
fashion. He's also in fashion.
Yeah. And if you see one more thing, no, मर्सिडीज का तुमने अगर मैं कल ही बैठ के मैं स्पेंट देख रहा था, तो कल जब इंटरव्यू हो रहा था इन सबका, तो कल हैमिल्टन की जो जर्सी में यहाँ पे तो था ना, क्या कहते हैं, जैकेट है F1 की, यहाँ पे सारे स्पॉन्सर्स थे जो यूनाइटेड के स्पॉन्सर थे. लाइक स्नैपड्रैगन टीम भी, everyone was there, like who are the sponsors of it. Like it was a very big clue for the like fans who follow F1 and football both, that yes, Ineos has won the bid. So that was a very big chunk as well.
भाई
And it
पता है
Also,
like
मेरा क्वेश्चन कहाँ से आया? मैंने भाई मेरे को नहीं पता कि मार्साक पे ट्रस्ट करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए, पर मैंने मार्सा का बहुत बड़ा पेज पढ़ा भाई, ठीक है, मैंने कल पढ़ा भाई। मार्सा
इसका
भाई मेरे को नहीं लग पता कि ट्रस्ट करूँ कि ना
माता,
करूँ भाई, ठीक है, बट भाई जो भी है
हाँ हाँ
उसमें लिखा था कि ग्लेजर आर नॉट कूल इनफ कि भाई जो इनियोस को टेक ओवर करने देंगे,
हाँ,
दे
अब
आर
मैं
नॉट
इसके
कूल।
बाद अब मैं इस बारे में बताता हूँ। ग्लेजर्स 6 भाई बहन है, उसे 4 लोग को
यस
बायआउट चाहिए, 4 लोगों को
हाँ
चाहिए कि क्लब बेच दिया जाए, जो 4 भाई है। 2 की प्लेयर्स है इसमें, अब्राहम ग्लेजर और जोएल ग्लेजर, जो अभी तक ऑन द फेंस है कि उनको चाहिए या नहीं चाहिए। लॉन्ग स्टोरी शॉर्ट, विवाह भाई ग्लेजर्स को सूनर यादर देन लेटर क्लब बेचना ही पड़ेगा। दे आर वे टू
यस
फार इनटू दिस, दे डू नॉट हैव, उनसे नहीं हो पाएगा आगे जा। आफ्टर अ सर्टेन पॉइंट अगर स्पॉन्सर्स ही बैकआउट कर देंगे, देन देयर इज नो राइम फॉर देम टू कंटिन्यू ऑपरेशंस ऑफ द टीम। तो सूनर रादर देन लेटर उनको क्लब बेचना ही पड़ेगा, एंड दे obviously know that they'll have to sell, because that is the exact way they came to the club in the first place, phased buyout करके थोड़ा शेयर्स लेके फुल ओनरशिप उन्होंने भी वैसे ही लिया, उनके डैड ने जो मैल्कम ग्लेजर है, who's no more right now, so he bought the club in the same way, the club is going to be sold in the same way. The only difference is that
यस
the money that is come is not going to come across a chain of banks. The reason why we are in debt, because the way that the Glazers bought the club was they took a loan from a lot of banks, and we are still paying out interest to these banks, which is the major part of our debt, our club debt. So, like Vishal Bhai rightly said, this Sir Jim Ratcliffe knows what he's doing. He's been in this industry for a while. He knows how the workings are, and I don't see any reason why this bid is a bad thing. If Jim Ratcliffe does become an owner, there is a reasonable amount of money behind him. His net worth is close to what, $30 billion. That is more than the Man
yes
City owners. It is not necessary that you need a 500, 600 billion Arab Middle Eastern sugar daddy for you to do your dirty work. Like, look at Newcastle, for example. Everything under the pretext of constructive ownership is owned by the Saudis itself. And while they're doing well so far, you know that everything under it's just shady. It's shady. So
yeah.
yeah, it's
They will be
not.
soon into legality issues they will be facing. Like they already have a like sponsorship. Like they are sponsoring everything under the name of Saudi. Like you can see they have a
Yeah,
new sponsor
precisely.
in aviation. Yeah, the
Sela.
new sponsor in aviation. Yeah, Saudi Air. This is their new flight like flight sponsor and all.
Travel partner.
Yeah. They will face legality issues very soon. But it doesn't matter now. We can see from City as well. Yeah.
भाई
Yeah,
भाइयों
exactly.
जाने से पहले ना मैं अपना एक एक अपना पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू रखना जरूर चाहूंगा, जो मेरे को लग रहा
हाँ
है
हाँ
भाई,
बोले
जो मेरे को सिंपली लग रहा है, व्हाट आई फील लाइक इज भाई कि आ, जो भाई ये बहुत सैड है भाई, मुझे बोलते हुए बहुत सैड लग रहा है, ठीक है, व्हाट
बोले
आई रियली फील लाइक इज भाई कि कैसे मैं शब्दों में भी कैसे दूं भाई। मेरे को ये लगता है भाई कि हमारे पास, मेरे को सर जिम रेडक्लिफ के अगेंस्ट कुछ नहीं है, मेरे को कतारी ओनर से भी कोई प्यार नहीं है, ठीक है, लाइक भाई हाँ मेरे को यही चाहिए थे। व्हाट आई फील लाइक इज सिर्फ कि मेरे को ग्लेजर्स पे भरोसा नहीं है, मेरा कंसर्न सिर्फ इतना है, समझ रहे हो आप? मैं आपको ये सबसे अच्छे शब्दों में रखा है कि मेरे पास बहुत खराब शब्द है जो मैं नहीं बोल सकता हूँ, बट मेरा कंसर्न ये है कि मेरे को ग्लेजर्स पे नहीं है भाई, कि भाई व्हाट दे दे आर लीचेस भाई,
भाई
वो
ग्लेजर्स
दे
में
आर द
ग्लेजर्स
लीचेस।
में किसी को भरोसा नहीं है। लाइक व्हेन वी वर विनिंग लाइक थ्री पीट, जब मैं थ्री पीट गया टाइटल को इन 2007 8 9, तब भी ग्लेजर्स के लिए प्रोटेस्ट था। इट्स नॉट लाइक वी आर प्रोटेस्टिंग अगेंस्ट सिंस 2014 जब हम भाई बर्बाद हो गए, मतलब एकदम वो बर्बाद बेकार से हो गए, ऐसा नहीं है। वी वर प्रोटेस्टिंग
बहुत
अगेंस्ट देम
प्रोटेस्ट करना है,
व्हेन वी वर
सबको
टॉप ऑफ
बहुत करना
पिनेकल। हाँ, ऐसा नहीं है। एंड बात क्या है ना, लाइक सी आई विल से वन थिंग, Glazers did a very good job in terms of marketing and commercializing. देखिए top notch job किया उन्होंने। Like we are good in marketing and commercializing, but any apart from thing which made the fans anger, what fans want from the football club? They want results, they want trophies. In the end of the days, हर एक बंदा ट्रॉफी चाहता है, अपनी टीम जीते को चाहता है, दूसरी टीम रेलीगेट हो या फिर हम टॉप पे सीधे नीचे गिर मिडल ईस्ट में बैठे हैं, मतलब मिडल टॉप टीयर मिड में बैठे हैं। अगर 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 ग्लेजर्स का कुछ से नहीं है ना स्पोर्टिंग प्रोजेक्ट्स में या स्पोर्टिंग थिंग में, तो इट्स अ गुड एंड थिंग। बाय एंड ऑफ द डे फैंस को मिल रहा है, लाइक वी आर डूइंग गुड इन द फील्ड, मैनेजर्स को जो प्लेयर चाहिए मिल रहा है। एंड मेन थिंग इज नो, मैं सही बताऊं एक चीज, क्या रैटक्लिफ क्या बढ़िया चीज कर रहा है। द लास्ट पोटेंट पोटेंट स्पोर्टिंग डायरेक्टर जो हमारे पास था वो था डेविड गिल। डेविड गिल कौन था? जो फर्गी का था राइट हैंड मैन, स्पोर्टिंग डायरेक्टर जिसको बोलते हो। ही वाज द वन हु बॉट रोनाल्डो इन लाइक टू आवर्स फॉर फर्गी। वो रिटायर हुआ 2011 में। उसके बाद से वी वर लाइक shit house, like no one to like negotiate for us. Then we got Ed Woodward for everything, then Matt Dixon for contract negotiation and all. अभी क्या कर रहा है रैटक्लिफ? ही इज ब्रिंगिंग आउट पॉल मिचेल एंड माइकल एडवर्ड्स। माइकल एडवर्ड्स वो बंदा है जो लिवरपूल का ट्रांसफर गुरु था। दिस गाय इज अ फकिंग जीनियस मैन भाई। वो बंदा इतना गजब है ना। पॉल मिचेल वुड बी द स्काउटिंग गुरु, एंड if he doesn't come, then it will be Michael Edwards. Michael Edwards अगर क्लब में अगर आ गया, you can see the transfers like, भाई वो ट्रांसफर बहुत अलग होंगे। like
It's going
before
to
we
be
were going
best.
for, भाई he is the best of the best. Michael Edwards की transfer negotiations ना, you can't never, भाई that guy sold Dominic Solanke from Liverpool to Bournemouth for 30 million। भाई मुझे लग रहा है वो
It's
बंदा
crazy
भाई
था भाई.
And
भाई
then
वो
just
लॉबी कर दिया भाई वो।
take a look at all the transfer business that Liverpool have done when Michael Edwards is at the helm. He's done some
Like,
really
yeah,
good deals. Getting the likes of Andy Robertson for 8 million is an absolute steal. Let's be really
सादियो
honest.
माने, वाह भाई
Sadio
सादियो माने
Mane,
डील
yeah, Sadio Mane, even Darwin Nunez. These are
या
actually really good. These are actually really good signings by Michael Edwards. So credit where
या
it's due.
भाई
But
मेरा
हाँ,
सबको नमस्कार, मैं चलता हूँ, मेरा समय आ गया। ध्रुति जी, आप
ठीक है
सॉरी कि मैंने आपको थोड़ा अभी मेरी मेरी क्वेरीज बहुत ज्यादा थी तो मैंने दोनों लोगों को बिजी रखा, बट या
कोई नहीं,
keep
it's always good
keep
talking
the
about
discussion
that,
going on.
हाँ।
I'll be watching you, but I need to go right now. ठीक है? Okay, take care, bye bye. I'm watching you, but
बाय
by
बाय।
the way.
Okay, so since you guys talked so much about Sir Ratcliffe, um, and you're told the dark side of the Glazers, I wanted to ask you guys that what would be the ideal leadership for Manchester United right now? What does United need?
like I
Vishal bhai.
said,
Personally, I would say
okay.
we
Good.
see, the ideal ownership would be like our owner like Roman Abramovich for Chelsea in 2003.
विशाल भाई क्वेश्चन ये होना चाहिए कि यूनाइटेड को ये किसकी जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. वी नीड एवरीथिंग.
हाँ,
वी नीड बेसिकली एवरीथिंग. वी
we
नीड
need
गुड
shape, we need
ओनर.
Roman.
We
We need
need
fans
good.
ownership as well, bhai.
We need good owners. We need good stadium. We need a good director of football. We need a good training
Yeah,
ground.
man.
We need good infrastructure. We basically need
Everything.
everything.
It's like we are 100 years behind by everything. Like football is growing so much now, but we are so stagnant in like football world.
we are
I
at
can't
least we
imagine.
are at least 5 to 7 years behind Man City in terms of the
Very.
footballing structure that is required for the team
Yep.
to go to that next level. And to make up 5 to 7 years, we'll at least need 3 to 4 years more. With the right ownership, with the right people that are there. Like football can be run only by people who know football. You cannot let bankers run
Yeah.
your footballing side of things. We've
Yes.
learned
Yes.
that we've learned that late. We've done a more or less basic job so far, but then with the amount of delays that take place due to the work rate on all that because of the glazers and all that, it just becomes very difficult to even execute the basic footballing requirements. That is not something that should happen in any professional club. Even a team that is as small as a championship team is running a football team better than us. That says a lot. That is the big issue that has been plaguing us. It is a rot that has gone well inside than what it seems. So there is a total cultural reshift that is required. Everything
Yeah.
from A to
If
Z.
you want to see how top pinnacle football club works, like I'm not talking about Brighton and all because they are like they have to work like that. But if you want to know like how top footballing world works, no, look at Bayern Munich. Everyone in Bayern Munich board is a footballing guy. They are not a single guy who used to work in corporate or anything else. They used to be in football. They used to play football. They used to be inside out in football, whether it be something, some post or else. So that's
Take
how a
Real
football
Madrid
club
for
works. If you want to,
take Real Madrid for
yeah,
example. Even though
yeah,
Fiorentino Perez is not someone who is from the football industry, he is from the constructing business. He he's
yeah,
managed to strike that perfect balance between running football, the way football should be run, and his own personal business the way it should be run. That is how a club should be
yeah.
run. Look at. I don't think Real Madrid has a lot of debt anymore. The moment that stadium is fully
Yeah.
operational, Real Madrid has zero debt. That is how
And that is
that is
only
how
paid by the club. Like that is paid by whoever the club exits stadium only. Like whatever they earn from stadium goes to the club. Like like how a sustaining business it is. Like you made a
exactly.
football a sustaining business. It's very difficult job to do. You made a football a very sustained business. What you are earning is going to the club and it is making a club debt free. And after 2 years, it will be the most profitable club in the world. I will say.
Exactly.
Their stadium is top notch. Look at their stadium. Like their stadium is like top of the top. Like it's even better
I
than
would
Tottenham. Tottenham.
वो स्टेडियम नहीं है उसके अंदर स्टेडियम में मॉल भी ले यार क्या मतलब
हाँ
स्टेडियम ही
भाई
नहीं
भाई
है अभी
4 रेस्टोरेंट है भाई टॉप फ्लोर में तो वर्ड भाई
रेस्टोरेंट
वाह
Just
हाँ
so you all know, Taylor Swift को concert होने वाला है उसी stadium में.
कॉन्सर्ट वॉन्सर्ट हो रहे हैं
बताओ
भाई
भाई
वहाँ पे
और इधर इधर यूनाइटेड का स्टेडियम भाई 2026 के यूरो में नहीं आ रहा है बताओ यूनाइटेड का
28
स्टेडियम नहीं
हाँ
हुआ भाई कहाँ
हाँ
भाई लाइक दैट्स अ वेरी बिग शॉक एस्टन विला का स्टेडियम आया है भाई लाइक यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड एस्टन विला का स्टेडियम आ गया बट रोनाल्डो लिवरपूल का नहीं आया है बिकॉज़ दे डोंट मार्क द स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट लाइक
not
हाउ वेल
not
बिहाइंड वी
tournament
आर
also they want the other teams to the other venues to get the option because यही हुआ है कि जब अभी रिसेंटली जो इंग्लैंड के जो मैचेस भी हुए वर्ल्ड
हाँ
कप यूरो क्वालिफायर्स हो या इंटरनेशनल फ्रेंडलीज हो ओवर द पार्क हुए नॉट एग्जैक्टली वेम्बली में हुए मोलिन्यू में
हाँ
हुए
हाँ हाँ
ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड बहुत सारी जगहों पे हुए so I think that was just a test run to see where they can which venues they can
या
pick and choose to have it. So I think that's a fair call. I don't have a problem with Old Trafford not being
नहीं
selected.
they Yeah, but there was a reason behind it also why Old Trafford wasn't choose. And Liverpool का Anfield भी नहीं आया because these like our stadium has been like from like 1800s 1900s no so the requirements and also been like we have our stadium is degraded I will say very bluntly हमारे stadiums बहुत degrade हो चुके हैं we
Huh,
are not getting
obviously.
used to it like refurbish कितना ही करो like it's not about refurbishment or maintaining it and also the thing is, our stadium is no more modern no. Like Liverpool का Anfield हमारा modern नहीं है. Like Everton का भी stadium बन रहा है near the park. Like they are starting constructing as well. Everton का stadium better है अभी Anfield से. Like better होगा because they are modern. Tottenham का stadium और Emirates भी नहीं है. Playing Tottenham का stadium because they are all modern now. So world is not changing towards the modern stadiums, which United needs to do to generate like हमारा है like we can earn match tickets हमारा Carabao match ticket जाता है हाउसफुल रहता है लेकिन to earn more money club need to develop their stadium as well. Like a stadium is a very main asset of the club. The only asset the
Fair
club has
enough.
is the after players is the stadium only, and
Yep.
we have to invest in stadium.
No
Correct.
We have to
offense,
invest
but
in
ऐसे ही
stadiums.
चलता रहा तो Luton Town
Nah,
आगे
Luton
I
Town नहीं है इतना भी नहीं है. I
just
इतना
mean,
kidding,
जब
just
I,
kidding, just
माना
kidding.
हम बहुत
I
डाउन बैड है तो डाउन
yeah.
बैड नहीं है हम इतना बहुत
Huh,
डाउन बैड है हम लोग
I mean, it's it's fine to kick a man when he's down, but we're not even that down, so that you put us even more down. Like it's you can calm
थोड़ी
down with
देर
the Luton comparison. हाँ
हम बेइज्जती से हो गए हमको बेइज्जती की आदत पड़ गई है लेकिन इतनी बेइज्जती भी मत करो भाई मतलब हमको हो गई है बेइज्जती की आदत लेकिन ये तो बहुत ज्यादा हो गया
हाँ
डाउन
I
लुटन
mean
भाई भाई
इंसान को इतना भी मत डराओ कि हमको डर ही ना लगे लाइक ऐसा
United fans
सही है
right now.
हाँ I mean we United fans right now are the literal meaning of दिल पे पत्थर रख के मुंह पे मेकअप कर लिया like this is
वो
this is United fans every week there is a
वो
smile on
टॉम
our
एंड जेरी में
face
आता है ना भाई
yeah हाँ
टॉम एंड जेरी में आता है दिल यहाँ पे चाकू मार सकता है उसके ऐसे बैठा है
हाँ
टॉम
वही हाँ
देखता है हम हमारा वही हाल है
on the
कोई आगे
on
चलोगे
the
चाकू घुस देगा कुछ करेगा
on the outside we skirt on the inside we hurt
हट हट
Okay, now that we've covered the things we think would be the ideal situation or how it would be helpful, um, now we can we talk about something which is in our control right now? So, for
Control.
example, yesterday's match.
If you thought if you thought that the football that we play is also in our control, then you're sorely mistaken, because even in that regard we don't know which United is going to turn up. We
No,
just
but
don't.
I meant like, weren't you guys really surprised when Harry Maguire got man of the match
He deserved
yesterday?
it. No, he deserved it. He absolutely no, like he deserved it. He's so one thing about the players is, even though I might criticize them, even though I might not have good things to say about them on certain occasions, as long as they are players of the club, I will wholeheartedly support them. There will be
Yes.
criticism based on the poor performances. There is no doubt about it. No player is immune from criticism if they perform poorly. But the level of abuse that Maguire has gone through is just wild. It's disgusting. The, the fact that the man still has the courage, the capability to go out and play, despite this is not abuse. This is venom. Like, people are just spewing venom at the man. They are just going at him from all ends, and some of the things that you read about Maguire is just not good. Yeah, like, there is a certain level of tolerance, and some of the
Yeah.
insults that he's received just cross the line. It's
He
nothing
got
that is
death threats,
civilized.
but he got bombing and
It's
death threats. Like you can
it's
understand.
yeah, it's nothing that it is nothing that a civilized football fan would do. But over the past few games, Maguire has been performing strongly. There is no two ways about that. Even yesterday, he was very solid. He was very
He
composed.
was man of the match. He was the man of the
Yeah,
match.
credit where it's due. Last year it was Van Bissaka who made this comeback. I, for one, genuinely want Maguire to, be the defender that he was in the 2021 season. He was our best defender. That
Yeah.
Maguire was absolutely phenomenal. Like, the
He
same
was top
United
five centre
fans,
backs, boy. He
the
was top five centre backs.
the same United fans that are abusing him, calling for him to be sold, were the same United fans that dropped their heads down the moment he got injured before the Europa League final, and went on to say that there is no Maguire, we are losing this United Europa League final. These are the same set of fans.
Yeah.
So, like, I for one am very happy. He deserved the player of the match. No other player was good. Let's
Yeah.
let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is no semblance of coordination in defense, midfield, and attack. And while injuries can be a part of it, there is something much bigger than that. I mean, there is something that is seriously wrong with the players uh, overall. I mean, whether it's lack of confidence, whether it's what lack of proper coaching, or what it is, they have to get their shit together, or else we'd be losing by what, 4 or 5 goals next week. I've already made my. It's Sunday, Dhriti. India have won the game, and the only thing that I'm doing is mentally preparing myself to, make sure that we will not. हम 5 गोल से हारने वाले, हमने बुरा नहीं मानना है. This is what the mental. This is what the mental preparation is going on for next week's game against Man City. That to at Old Trafford. Mindset यही चल रहा है हमारा, कि हम यहाँ पे 4-5 गोल से ना हारे, हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात है. This is
वो
what
भी
is
जब
going
सिटी
on.
खुद डाउन बैड है. वो भी जब सिटी खुद डाउन बैड है भाई.
हाँ, exactly.
ऑनेस्टली कल की मैच देख के, मतलब शेफील्ड इज लाइक अ सेकंड डिवीजन टीम, एंड उसके सामने आई सॉ यूनाइटेड काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रगल. सो लाइक विशाल
Kind
भाई,
of,
what do you
kind of. You're just being kind. You're just being kind
Eh,
here.
yeah, yeah. I will tell
I
you
was
one
just
thing, भाई.
being
हमारा
subtle.
सीजन
भाई, ये तो
हमारा
अब तो
ठीक है.
ये तो अब नटखट मस्ती चल रही है, ध्रुति. ये तो गलत बात है यार. ये
अगर
तो
सच बोलूं तो आप बोल के ब्रेकअप कर लिया
मुंह या
अगले
मिठू.
आंसर रख के.
काइंड ऑफ
काइंड
स्ट्रगल
ऑफ
किया
सीधा बोल
हमने.
दो.
वी स्ट्रगल्ड.
सीधे
हाँ,
सीधे
स्ट्रगल किया
सीधे सीधे
हमने.
बोलो ना भाई. हम बुरा नहीं मानेंगे. हम बुरा नहीं मानेंगे. सीधे बोलो. तुम भाई बर्बाद हो. तुमसे नहीं होगा. तुमसे नहीं होगा. तुम
ध्रुति,
छोड़ दो खेलना.
मैंने
मान लेंगे. हाँ नहीं होगा.
हाँ, मैंने हाफ टाइम के बाद मैच बंद किया है. इतना स्ट्रगल किया हमने. मैंने हाफ टाइम के बाद मैच बंद किया. मैंने सेकंड हाफ नहीं देखा है.
भाई भाई तुमको सही बता रहा हूँ. मैंने उसमें लिखा था ग्रुप पे. इट्स बेटर डू माई इंटर्नशिप ओवर टाइम. मैं अपनी इंटर्नशिप कर लूंगा ओवर टाइम में. यूनाइटेड को डिफेंडिंग करते हुए देखना. भाई मेरे से नहीं होता. मेरे को बहुत डर लगता है जब डिफेंड करती है ना. मुझे बहुत डर लगता है. आगे से काउंटर अटैक आता है ना. भाई गेम ओवर.
मैं बोला भाई, मैंने तो बोला, मैं
बिल्कुल गेम.
45 मिनट वेस्ट करता से सो जाता मैं, कसम से. तो सो जाता मैं भाई. या ऐसे ऐसे.
भाई भाई
This is exactly what this is exactly what we are what our mindset is, कि यूनाइटेड के गेम हो रहे हैं और एक भाई बोल रहा है कि इंटर्नशिप में ओवर टाइम करना है, दूसरा भाई बोल रहा है कि हमने 45 मिनट वेस्ट किए, सो लेते हैं। ये हो रहा है हमारे लिए। हमारा हमारा मोटो क्या है ना, we we
ठीक है, बात
expect
लाओ।
United to disappoint us. We still get disappointed, and then life goes on as it is. Like take a walk
ठीक है,
your
ठीक, कोई
dog,
नहीं। अगर अगर
read
6
a
बजे का
book.
मैच है, 9 बजे का मैच खत्म है, और 6 बजे का मैच है, 6:30, 7:30, 8 बजे मैच खत्म है, 8:30 बजे जाना है मेरे को, वाइन शॉप बियर लेके पी के सो जाना है, और कुछ नहीं करना है मेरे को भाई।
मैं इतना डाउन बैड नहीं हूँ थैंकफुली, बट मैं तो फिर सो ही जाता हूँ भाई, और कुछ करना है मैं सो ही जाता
भाई
हूँ।
2-3 सालों में ना डिप्रेशन की साइड पड़ जाएगी, लग रहा है मेरे को, फिर साइड पड़ जाएगी, मेडिटेशन में आ जाऊंगा मैं, मुझे लग रहा है, मैंने खेलना
भाई,
शुरू कर दिया, लेकिन
ये
लेकिन नॉट
दिस
लाइक जोक्स अपार्ट यार।
this
लेकिन
club will
हाँ
be
हाँ
the reason why I see this club will be the reason why I might go on a mass killing spree somewhere down the line
या
in the
या
next
फिर
5 to 10 years.
या फिर साधु हिमालयस, या साधु हिमालयस भाई मेरा भाई, और कुछ नहीं है।
I said
हाँ। मैं सेम भाई भाग जाऊंगा, मैं जाऊंगा शंगला ढूंढने, मैं मेडिटेशन इतना करूंगा, मैं
this
शंगला ढूंढ लूंगा बैठ के भाई,
Kriti,
शंगुला।
this is down bad. This is down bad.
यस।
This is down bad.
लेकिन जोक्स अपार्ट भाई, जोक्स अपार्ट, लास्ट सीजन ना लाइक हमारा गेम इतना बुरा नहीं था भाई, आई विल टेल यू लाइक लास्ट सीजन कभी मैं थोड़ा एक्सपेक्टेशन था कि हाँ भाई अच्छा खेलेंगे, लाइक आई विल सी सम फुटबॉल टू प्ले, बड़ी हम हार जाए, लेकिन थोड़ा दिखेगा पासिंग प्ले, दिखेगा थोड़ा अटैकिंग मूव। इस सीजन तो भाई एकदम बर्बाद, कुछ नहीं हो रहा, वी आर ओनली गोइंग फॉर लॉन्ग बॉल्स लाइक इट्स 2008, वी आर ओनली गोइंग फॉर लॉन्ग बॉल्स, वी हैव अ गुड कीपर इन उनाना, ओके, उनाना बहुत ज्यादा क्रिटिसाइज होता है, दैट्स व्हाट यू गेट फॉर बीइंग अ मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड प्लेयर, तो लोग बहुत ज्यादा ट्रोल करते हैं, हर कुछ करता है। उनाना व्हेन ही वाज इन इंटर एंड आईएक्स, उसने आज तक भाई अपना, ही इज अ वेरी बहुत मेंटली स्ट्रांग है वो बंदा, ठीक है, he never had to close down his comments, और कभी उसने बंद नहीं किया कुछ भी। This is the first time in his life he disabled comments in his post, because क्योंकि यूनाइटेड फैंस से उसको इतना अब्यूज किया ना, they were literally
The
like abusing, like वो लोग racist इतना बने थे वो लोग, yeah
the problem here is na Dhruti, we like when Onana walked in. Let's take Onana now, since we're talking about Onana, for example. When
yeah,
Onana walked in, for all
and he's a
United
keeper for us,
fans,
I still believe,
yeah, uh, for all United fans, it was like this is the start of a new revolution for us. We have longed for a keeper who can play from the back, who's good with the ball at his feet, who's good with the distribution, and who automatically becomes our first line of attack. Onana ticked those boxes when he first entered into the club. The situation now is that even if Onana makes a basic save, we are hyping it up like it is a death defying save. And this is no joke. This is not a
yeah
joke.
yeah
That's how bad things are. That's how bad things are. Like Vishal Bhai said, Onana normally is a very mentally strong person, very mentally strong character.
he takes
But look,
accountability,
but look at the mistakes that he's made. You would not expect a keeper like Onana to make those mistakes. Take that mistake against Bayern Munich, the mistake against Brentford where he let that goal in. These are the kind of goals that you will not see Onana concede on a normal day. There is a certain pressure, there's a certain invisible pressure which comes when you're playing for Man United. We don't know what, but that spotlight for a lot of players who have been great players elsewhere have been mediocre players at Man United. There is something playing under Old Trafford, whether it's a blessing, whether it's a curse, it has haunted certain players. And I still believe that Onana has it in him to become a great goalkeeper for United throughout the course of his career.
yeah
But somewhere down the line, there is a genuine fear that Onana could be one of those players, who is just not able to work under the lights at Old Trafford. I
he
personally
crumbled
hope
under the pressure.
I I personally hope that that is not the case. He has the mental fortitude, he has the qualities, he has the backing of the manager. Let's just hope that he turns it around. He has it in him. Yesterday was a comparatively composed performance from Onana. If you take the other games into focus, he was very good last night. He did put out a couple of saves. I mean, he could not save the penalty. The penalty was a really good penalty, in fact. Uh,
Yeah.
so he was good last night. Let's just keep it at that.
Also,
So,
like when talking about the guy, like the pressure, what Roland Maris is talking about, the invisible pressure. You know who is the biggest victim of that pressure? Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba was a very good. Like people say, Paul Pogba was
He's
a flop.
bro,
No, no, no,
he's
no.
an idiot.
He's a
Plays a
yeah. I
total
same. I
idiot.
totally I know. But I'm not talking about the later years of his career in United. The first 2 years when when Mourinho signed him, no, like under Mourinho, people labeled him as a flop. But Proper didn't wasn't a flop at all. Like for the first 2 seasons, so he was very good with us. And under Ole also, no, like people bashed Ole for being a incompetent manager and all. But Ole was the guy who bought the thing under the like players. Marshall had his best season under Ole. Paul Pogba was phenomenal under Ole. Because he used to play above, like he was not a CDM, he was above. But people you bash and the eyeballs Manchester United collect no everyone wants United to do like everyone wants to troll United. Okay, let's be honest. Everyone wants to troll
I'll
United. Everyone wants to.
I'll give you an inside spill about this. One of my friend, one of my who I consider him as a mentor. He used to work in the media industry. The briefings
Okay.
during the briefings during their meetings literally have been, how do we troll United negatively today? These are
Uh,
genuine meeting briefs. So
uh,
everyone wants United only to sell papers, and that is why you'll see some of the most idiotic news headlines that have been there which relate to United. Like
yeah,
they have no head or tail to it. They're just downright baseless. But that's a different story altogether. This
yeah,
season,
yeah, yeah.
the style of football has just been disjointed. Ten Hag
We had
spoke
regressed.
about.
I think we
Hmm,
have regressed. I think last season we were playing so like not beautiful, I would say, but like it was like there were signs that we can play the football Tenak wants to play. This season we have been like totally different. Like we are going for long balls. Tenak never go for the long balls. Onana, who's a very good keeper with the ball, he's going for long balls to the Rashford. Rashford is disgusting in the air. Like Rashford can't do anything here. He can ball in the ground. He can double pass 2 3 players. He can shoot well anything. But in the air, you're expecting Rashford to win a ball coming from 30 yards out to win a header. Like that's not going.
disgusting.
Yes,
Disgusting is a strong word, but okay.
yeah, like that discussion is a yeah because I don't think anyone in our apart from Varane I think and Maguire no one in our squad is good with headers and Casemiro. Yeah, because we are not team built for long balls at all,
Holland,
and that's what the
Holland is
team.
good. Holland is good with his overall physical play, at least.
Yesterday this guy by like this guy excited me so much. No, like I was so happy to get him on board. By what a proper beast we got in a striker. By I'm very happy with this guy.
Still
If
needs,
his
still
development is
needs
good,
to,
no.
still needs to score in the Premier League, though. Hopefully, it's
कोई नहीं हम
against
यूसल
City.
कोई
Hopefully,
नहीं
it's
हम
against
यूसल
City.
टॉप स्कोरर हैं वी आर यूसल टॉप स्कोरर्स कोई दिक्कत नहीं है बाहर में जाए प्रीमियर
आगे भी
लीग
आगे भी क्वालिफाई होना है भाई, आगे भी क्वालिफाई होना है, ग्रुप स्टेज से बाहर नहीं होना है. I can't
भाई
do Thursday nights anymore. Sorry.
यू
हमसे ना
यू
होगा
रिमेम्बर
Thursday nights.
यू रिमेम्बर दैट सीजन डोलन भाई जहाँ पे हम लोग पीएचडी था हमारे साथ और आरबी लाइसिंग था एंड वन
My
मोर लोग
God,
करके
मैं क्यों क्यों याद दिलाना है भाई, ऑलरेडी
भाई
डाउन
हम
दैट
लोग
है.
हम
और डाउन
तीन में
दैट नहीं हो.
हम
छोड़
लोग
दो ना,
टॉप पे थे भाई
छोड़ दो
भाई हम
ना.
लोग वहां से हार गए वहां से नीचे गिर गए भाई
अरे
दैट थिंग वाज वर्स
मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, छोड़ दो ना. क्यों क्यों क्यों
भाई वो तो
क्यों
ऐसा डबल
रहने दो
उड़ा
ना.
हुआ है ना भाई अपने साथ
आप सुन नहीं रहे हो, बोल रहा हूँ रहने दो ना. क्यों
रहने दिया भाई
क्यों गड़े मुर्दे उठाने,
रहने
प्लीज रहने दो
भाई
ना.
भाई
To
बहुत सजा
end
बहुत
this, I would
हाँ
like to
बोलो
say
भाई
आप 1 घंटे से बैठे दर्द हो रहा है यूनाइटेड फैंस को. अब सबके घर पे
नहीं
नींबू मिर्ची
बा,
लगाओ, वुडू
बात
डॉल्स
क्या है
को
ना अगर
वर्शिप
यूनाइट
करो.
अब डेवलन भाई और एक मैं जो यूनाइट फैन एक दूसरे को अगर बोले कि भाई हम बहुत बेकार है हम हंस हंस के बोल देंगे इनको अगर दूसरा बोलेगा तो बेकार है हम उसको भाई मार देंगे तू नहीं
But what you're saying is कि नींबू मिर्ची लगाना, वुडू डॉल लगाना तो पॉग्बा का काम था, और पॉग्बा तो अभी क्लब
हाँ
में नहीं है. तो
हाँ,
ये हमारा काम था, हमसे ना होगा ये.
भाई
सबसे सबसे
मैं
पहले जाके हाइना ढूंढो यार, ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड पे 12 का
अरे
होगा
हाँ
और
भाई
निकाल दो
भाई
वहां
निका
से.
भाई कुछ हो गया है भाई जब से वो चीज हो रही है इंजरी हो रही है भाई प्लेयर गिरती है भाई नीचे गिरते इंजर्ड भाई
I just hope, on a serious note, whatever injuries that we do have, like it's a freak that all our defenders are injured at once. That's very unfortunate. We've had a lot
अरे
of key players injured right in the first quarter of the season. We've had our entire first left. We still did not play without a genuine left back last game. Lindelof was playing left back for us. So that goes to
yeah
show that how scarce we are when it comes to defensive options. Those two are our only fit centre backs who played, Maguire and Evans. We just hope that the rest of the guys come in quickly, and that could potentially, help us play somewhere closest to our best 11, not only in
Yeah,
terms of the players available, but also for the tactical balance to be perfect. Like, there is a lot of things that are happening which are lopsided. There is one person taking the burden of an entire defensive unit or whatever it is. That needs to stop. That needs to change. There are a lot of things that are wrong. There are certain things that are right, but we need to strike a right balance going forward, because let's be honest, despite the shitty season that we are having, we're still 6 points off the top. We're just
top.
6 points
Yeah,
off the top. Imagine we've had such a shit season. I and Vishal, by over the course of this hour, we've been bitching about the fact that we have been poor, we have been struggling, but still we're
yeah.
just 6 points off the top place. So
That's miracle.
a couple of good results here and there, a couple of good performances here and there, and still there is potential of the season turning around. But for that,
Yeah,
there is a lot of work that needs to be done. There are a lot of things that need to be rectified in the training ground. In players themselves, the players need to have a good hard look at themselves and understand that what they are doing is not right. They need to make changes. They cannot go for glory every time. Yesterday, in the 45 minutes that I saw against Sheffield United, we've been doing all the good work reaching till the final third. But once when we reach the final third, it seems like we forget what is to be done there. Like, there is no coherence, there's no decision making the moment you reach, whether you want to pass, whether you want to cross, whether you want to take a shot. It is bad. A club like United cannot be so indecisive when it comes to the final third. That is just what I want to say. Overall, I'm still I'm still optimistic of the fact that we can salvage it and have a good season come the end of it. But I also acknowledge that there is a lot of hard work that needs to be done. There's a lot of graft that needs to be taken place by the coaching staff, by the players, and we as fans also need to be patient.
yeah,
Because if a player makes a mistake, we get on their head. There are a lot of
yeah.
players who are new to the club. There are a lot of players who are new to the surroundings. Give them time. Give them a little bit of breathing space. Do not get on their case so much. So all there are a lot of things that need to come together. There needs to be a perfect synergy. Only then things will get better. I still believe things will get better, but I don't know how fast it is going to. For our sake, I just hope that it happens quickly.
Yeah. And
Vishal
Tanagar
bhai,
also hasn't got any easy. Yeah.
I could you give an end note for this? End note to all
Uh,
your fellow United fans to end this podcast.
I Ali as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've been struggling, but I don't think the struggles will be for long.
Yeah,
Even if it
yeah.
is,
And
even
also,
if it is,
and I want to
even if
add,
it
yeah,
is, yeah, even if it is there for long, it's not something that we are new to. We've been in this situation for quite a while, so you know if things are going bad and you're not able to put your mind on it, just divert it. Do not give it a lot of importance. Even though you love the club, there are a lot of things that you need to do in life. So just focus your attention on the things that you
yeah.
have to do. Like, do not let football control your mind
Football.
space so much that you get obsessed and then you do
Yeah.
shitty things that you regret
Just don't
later.
do in the weekend. End of the day, just don't ruin your weekend at all. Just go out,
Yeah, I mean,
have a,
don't ruin your
yeah.
week also. Don't ruin your week also, but don't ruin your weekend primarily.
Yeah, yeah. On a serious note, I think Ten Hag has got very hard start to the Swiss manager at Saint United. Last season, like he got Ronaldo. Like this is the thing we saw with Ronaldo and him having difficult situation. Then Jan Marino was striker नहीं मिला. We played with I can't say what to say. Like in this summer, like with all the issue with Sancho, injuries, the takeover thing, takeover. We fans don't see it, but takeover. If there's takeovers or sale going on behind the scenes, no, it's very difficult for manager to handle it because the most pressure because हमारे पास ना कुछ वो नहीं होता है like everything is stopped, everything is paused. The manager पास कुछ information नहीं आती when there's a takeover going on and anything is going on because this is how I got it to know because one of my friend is in is in UK and he's working for some tier two club like the League Two club. So he told me like his club was sold to a new American Yankee owner. So he told like everything was stopped. Like there was no in and out information going out. There was no information. People were stopped coming. like इतना takeover process होता तो manager had a very bad start to the season, and that's the thing. Like takeover put a very huge toll on managers as well, and that halted. And I also still think because that halted our season as well, our start of the season. And yeah, transfer तो भाई कुछ बोलना ही नहीं. Like Tena got his transfers and all. Hello.
Guys,
हाँ मैं लैग हो
uh,
गया था थोड़ा.
नहीं नहीं, good,
हाँ
you're good. uh, 1 घंटा हो गया. Let's end this finally. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. Dalvin bhai, Vishal bhai, thank you so much for joining in. This is Dhruti Ghoshar signing off. Bye bye.
बाय बाय.